Hey, you're just in time for Roseville story time.
Okay, Andrew, what have we got this time?
Well, this week I've been thinking a lot about people who lived lonely lives in the Bible.
How are you going to pick one? I mean, you have Joseph in prison.
Okay, but we did Joseph 3 weeks ago.
Okay, but also David or John the Baptist, each in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Jeremiah in a well. You've got Ezekiel who lived in a street. Esther in a palace. Ruth in a foreign land. Moses on a mountain. Then you have Jonah in a whale. Noah with his family in a boat. Need me to keep going?
Yeah. There's a lot of stories of lonely people in the Bible. It's like God knew that loneliness was going to be a natural part in about living in a world broken by sin.
So, what story did you want to talk about today?
I wanted to talk about the prophet Elijah. Hey there, guys! I'm a prophet!
Oh, yeah. He performed miracles, delivered messages. He even came close to seeing God on a mountain. Was there a particular part of his story you wanted to focus on?
Just the lonely parts.
Andrew, Elijah was alone a lot.
Okay, yeah, you're right. He was alone a lot. Uh, when Elijah was doing his prophet thing, there was a king. Israel had a king named Ahab. Oh! And Ahab, he disobeyed God. He worshipped other idols and he built temples to those idols and encouraged the other people to worship them too. And so Elijah came to King Ahab with a message from God, and he said, Ahab, I bring a message from the Lord. There will be neither dew nor rain over the land for the next few years.
Wow, no rain? So that means no crops or food.
That's right.
Ahab must not have liked that message.
No, not really. But God provided for Elijah. God took Elijah to a ravine where he was able to hide, and the ravine had a brook that ran through it, so Elijah was able to drink. And God provided food by sending ravens to Elijah that brought meat and bread every day.
Oh, Andrew, Andrew, that's a pterodactyl. That's not a raven.
Okay, I know that. We don't have any blackbirds, and this was the closest I could find. Besides, this guy has an added bonus that he can actually drop food from his beak. Absorb.
Okay, so moving on. What happens next?
Okay, so eventually, the brook dried out.
Uh-oh, what did Elijah do?
Well, it wasn't so much what Elijah did; it was actually where God told Elijah to go. You see, God told Elijah to leave the ravine and to go to the home of a widow. Hello. The widow was very poor. She had no husband, and she had a son that she had to take care of. Sup?
Why would God send Elijah to someone who seemed to have nothing?
Well, because he wanted to teach something about his provision. You see, Elijah showed up to the widow's house, and asked for a meal. Hey, you got any grub? And, well, the widow said, Actually, I just have enough food for me and my son. Well, Elijah then told her, God told me that if you feed me first, the food, the flour, and the oil to bake bread will never run out. That's exactly what the widow did. She made food for Elijah, and then made food for her son, then made food for herself. And sure enough, the flour and the oil never ran out. Never ran out. They had food for the entire famine. God provided for Elijah and met all of his physical needs.
Wow. So God provided for Elijah's safety, giving him a place to hide from King Ahab at the brook and then at the home of the widow. Provided for his physical needs by sending him food through ravens and the widow's food, and his social needs by giving him people to talk to and connect with during his time of loneliness.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. God is so good. I'm sure it wasn't always easy to wait and see how God would provide during that time. But God was there with Elijah. and he showed up in some pretty unexpected ways. I mean, delivering food by raven? Not something I would come up with.
Yeah, that's right. When we're lonely and we're not sure what's coming next, God is with us. He knows what we need, and He has the ability to provide for us in some pretty unexpected ways.
What a great story! You can find more of Elijah's story in 1 Kings 16 through 19.
That's right. Join us next week for more Roseville Story Time. See you later.